The universe is full of wonders. Spiral galaxies travel through the cosmos, each a swirling mass of billions of stars. Planets orbit these stars, some harboring the potential for life. Yet, here on Earth, amidst this vast and inspiring universe, we find ourselves grappling with a more disturbing mystery: the creation of monsters. We are captivated by stories of vampires and werewolves, of creatures that lurk in the shadows. But what about the monsters among us? Those who walk in the light of day? What transforms a human being into something capable of unspeakable cruelty? This is not a question confined to the realm of fiction. History is replete with examples of individuals who perpetrated unimaginable horrors. From the genocidal regimes of the 20th century to the serial killers who haunt our nightmares, the question of what creates a monster continues to torment us. To understand this phenomenon, we must look beyond the superficial. Monstrosity is not defined by fangs or claws, but by the capacity for cruelty, by the absence of empathy. It is a darkness that resides in the human heart, a potential for evil that we must strive to understand if we are to combat it. Monstrosity is not a scientific term. It's a label we ascribe to individuals who deviate from accepted norms of behavior, who transgress the boundaries of human decency. But what constitutes this deviation, this transgression? Is it a matter of nature or nurture? Are monsters born or made? The answer, as with most complex questions, is likely a combination of both. Some individuals may be predisposed to aggression or violence due to genetic factors. However, it's crucial to recognize that genes are not destiny. Our environment, our experiences, and the choices we make play a fundamental role in shaping who we become. Consider the fictional monster of Frankenstein's creation. Abandoned by his creator and rejected by society, he becomes a tragic figure driven to violence by loneliness and despair. Although a fictional example, the story highlights a fundamental truth: rejection and isolation can breed resentment and anger. In the real world, we see this reflected in the lives of many who have committed acts of violence. Abused children, bullied teenagers, those who have suffered deep trauma. These individuals often carry the scars of their experiences, wounds that can infect and distort their perception of the world. Literature offers a rich tapestry of monstrous figures, each offering a unique perspective on the origins of evil. Take, for example, Bram Stoker's Dracula. The Count, a creature of the night who survives on the blood of the living, embodies our primal fear of the unknown, of that which hides in the shadows. However, Dracula's origins are not entirely supernatural. He is depicted as a product of his environment, a once noble warrior driven to embrace darkness after suffering a devastating betrayal. His story, though fictional, highlights the powerful influence of trauma and loss in shaping an individual's psyche. Similarly, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein monster serves as a warning about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the unforeseen consequences of scientific progress. The creature, patched together from cadaver parts, is a grotesque reflection of our own hubris, a reminder that even the best intentions can lead to monstrous outcomes. These literary examples, though fantastical in nature, offer valuable insights into the human condition. They remind us that monsters are not born but made, often through a complex interplay of individual predisposition and societal influence. Section 4. The Making of a Tyrant, a Case Study. History provides a sobering reminder of humankind's capacity for cruelty. The 20th century in particular witnessed the rise of totalitarian regimes that inflicted unimaginable suffering on millions. These regimes, led by figures often labeled as monsters, were responsible for genocide, war crimes, and widespread human rights abuses. Consider the case of Adolf Hitler, one of the most infamous dictators in human history. Hitler's rise to power was fueled by a potent mix of nationalism, economic instability, and deep resentment stemming from Germany's defeat in World War I. He skillfully exploited these societal anxieties, channeling them into a hateful ideology that demonized entire groups of people. Hitler's childhood was marked by hardship and instability. He experienced poverty, the deaths of several siblings, and a strained relationship with his authoritarian father. While these factors alone do not explain his later actions, they offer a glimpse into the formative experiences that may have contributed to his worldview. His story illustrates how a confluence of personal and societal factors can contribute to the creation of a monster. It is a stark reminder that evil does not arise in a vacuum. It thrives in environments where hatred and intolerance are allowed to flourish. Section 5. Scars of society. While extreme cases like Hitler's provide blatant examples of monstrosity, it's crucial to recognize that the process of creating a monster often occurs on a smaller, more insidious scale. Every day, people are subjected to abuse, neglect, and systemic inequalities that can leave lasting scars. Children who grow up in abusive homes, for instance, are more likely to exhibit aggressive behaviors and have difficulty forming healthy relationships. They learn to see the world as a hostile place and may struggle to feel empathy for others. Similarly, individuals who experience bullying or social rejection are at a greater risk of developing mental health issues, such as depression and anxiety. These experiences highlight the crucial role society plays in shaping individual behavior. When we fail to provide adequate support to vulnerable individuals, we create an environment where negative behaviors can take root and flourish. Section 6. The ripple effect. The consequences of ignoring the societal factors that contribute to harmful behavior are far-reaching. Every individual who is pushed to the brink of despair, who is denied compassion and understanding, represents a potential ripple effect of pain and suffering. When we turn a blind eye to injustice, when we fail to challenge prejudice and discrimination, we become complicit in creating a world where monstrosity can thrive. It's easy to distance ourselves from the problem, to believe that it's someone else's responsibility to fix it. However, the reality is that we are all connected. The choices we make, the words we speak, and the actions we take have the power to influence those around us. By fostering a culture of empathy, compassion, and understanding, we can create a society less conducive to the creation of monsters. Section 7. A shared responsibility. The question of how monsters are created has no easy answers. It's a complex issue with roots in biology, psychology, and the very fabric of our society. However, acknowledging the multifaceted nature of this problem is not an excuse for inaction. On the contrary, it's a call to action. We must recognize that we all have a role to play in creating a more just and compassionate world. By supporting organizations that work to combat child abuse, bullying, and poverty, we can help break the cycle of violence and despair. By challenging our own prejudices and biases, we can create a more inclusive and tolerant society. And by speaking out against injustice wherever we see it, we can help build a world where everyone feels safe, valued, and respected. The fight against monstrosity is not a battle against some external evil. It's a battle against the darkness within ourselves, a darkness that can only be overcome through empathy, understanding, and a shared commitment to creating a better world for all.